You are in for a true treat. The wittiest, most intelligent content creator on YouTube. Always calm and polite. Here is the ineffable Muckster.
Okay. Here he is.
Hello there. Hopefully my internet's good now. So I made myself some dip earlier, and it got me thinking about the history of this particular dip, and I thought I'd share it with all you fine people and nerdy. I had a friend that I met in college. I say met in college because she didn't actually go to my college. She went to this other school, and they used some of our dorms in the summertime. But anyhow, we made friends, and she lives about an hour from me. So it got to be that every 4th of July, she would come to she'd come to my place to watch our parade. And the one year she came with her, I don't know if he was her husband yet or her future husband, and she brought this dip with her. And she was like really proud of it. It was a recipe she had just found. And so we went to the parade, and our parades last about 2 hours on the 4th of July. But anyway, we went back down to my place, and she put this dip in the oven to heat it up. And we were sitting in the living room, and she comes in, and the dip was in like a Pyrex baking dish, and she had it on a tray. She got to the living room, and I don't know if she stumbled or leaned forward a little bit. That dip slid off, boom, face down on the carpet. She was kind of horrified. She got it up. There was enough like kind of left in the dish that we actually did still get a taste. Hey, Carrie. But anyway, so I got the recipe of the dip from her, and it was jalapenos, pizza sauce, shredded cheese, and cream cheese. And I can't remember if the original dip, if you put some onions in, might even have been black olives. I'm not sure what all was in it, but later on, I made it for a group of friends, and we used to always get together and play cards and stuff. And I always remember it's the first time I'd ever dealt with fresh jalapenos, and I chopped up these jalapenos. My fingertips were numb for like 2 days from the jalapeno juice. I learned a lesson there. But anyway, we had that dip, and I remember my one friend Mary. You know, you'd get the tortilla chips for it. And Mary said she didn't really like things too spicy, and she sits there and she take a bite and go, "Oh, this is too spicy. This is too spicy." Anyway, so I ended up dubbing the dip carpet cleaner. And I remember one time my friend Mike came down the library, and he said, "Hey, what's the recipe for your carpet cleaner?" And my one coworker, Joe, was there, and she's listening. And I'm saying, "Well, you got to get your Del Grosso pizza sauce and jalapenos and, you know, the shredded cheese and the cream cheese." And Joe's listening, and I'm giving him the directions of you take your you take your cream cheese and you smear that in the bottom of your baking dish, and you take the sauce and the cheeses and the jalapenos and everything, and you mix them up. You put that all in the oven then, and you just bake it until it starts to bubble and things melt together. And meanwhile, Joe is listening to this, and she's got this confused look on her face, like, how the hell does this clean a carpet? So then, I always remember later on. Now, Anne, like I said, Anne used to come to my place for 4th of July all the time. And then after she got married, her and Carl started having a thing at their place every year in August. They called it the deer roast because it started off with them doing deer roast on a spit, and after a while it grew into, all kinds of stuff. So I go out the one year, and I'm talking to Ann, and I said, oh, by the way, I came up with a simpler recipe for the carpet cleaner. Because what I did, I looked at the ingredients. I said, you know what? I'll just get salsa. So here's what you do, guys. You get yourself the cream cheese. You smear that on the bottom. You get salsa. Get medium, get hot, whatever appeals to you. I know Specs will get it as hot as possible, and then she'll add hot sauce to it. But anyway, then you just mix in that shredded cheese. You heat it up until it melts together. Dip it with tortilla chips, and it's good stuff. So anyway, I said, Ann, I came up with a simpler recipe for the carpet cleaner. And I'm not thinking that I had dubbed it that, and me and all my friends at home, that's what we called it. We'd be playing cards, or we were playing, I forget, we'd be having trivia night or something, and they'd be like, hey, you got to make carpet cleaner. So anyway, I've said this 12 times already. I'm getting to the point. I think it's Specs' fault. She infected me. If you ever go over there to Specs' channel, she'll say, I got something important to tell you, you guys. So listen. Oh, hey, there's Ariel. How you doing, Ariel? I haven't seen you in a long time. And you're sitting there going, Specs, what the fuck was so important? Anyway, so I says to Ann, I came up with a simpler recipe for the carpet cleaner. She says, what? And I said, oh, that's right. You don't know, that's a dip that you made. And she goes, oh no, is that what you call it? Because she always felt bad about dumping that stuff on our living room carpet. I remember her coming, it was probably like 3/4 of July's later. And she looked and goes, oh, that stain is finally gone. And I said, actually, it's a different carpet. This stuff, you don't want to, anything with jalapeno juice, don't dump it on the carpet. You'll never clean it up. But anyway, so that just sort of like made her feel bad all over again when she found out we called it the carpet cleaner. But anyway, like I said, I made some earlier. It reminded me of the story. I thought I'd share it. And I'm telling you, if you're looking for a nice, quick, easy dip, you get your cream cheese, you get your shredded cheese. Today I got that like taco mix cheese. It's fine with just your shredded cheddar. And you get some salsa. Just put the cream cheese in the bottom, mix the cheese with the salsa. You're ready to go. Anybody got any questions? I don't really care if you do or not. It's pretty much all I had to say about that. So I'll see you all around. Maybe, I'm not even going to say it. Hey, if you want some entertainment, there's a couple of short videos on my channel right now with Sarge singing. You'll be amazed at that man's voice, I'm telling you. check out, what's it called? Well, there's the one where he's sitting at the piano, and the other one's something like They're Taking Me Away. I'm telling you, you'll say, oh my God, I didn't know Finkel was so talented. He puts you to shame, Carrie. I'm telling you that right now. You'll be listening to Finkel and you'll say, that's it, I quit singing. I can't compete. And I'm sorry you feel that way. I mean, you shouldn't be so goddamn competitive, Carrie. I'm telling you. Who cares if Finkel's a better singer than you? Just do your thing. But no, you got to be, oh, I'm sorry. If I'm not the best, I'm not doing it anymore. You know what? I'm sick of you, Carrie. I'm sick of that attitude. Don't even bring it up again. See you guys later. Nice talking to you. Thanks for stopping in.
And that's the way it is.
Well, that was disappointing.